Hey Sam. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Alex. What are we learning today?
Today, we're diving into the word.
leiden,
It means
to suffer, to endure,
to suffer,
That sounds intense. Are there other meanings?
yes. It can also mean
to bear, to experience,
but
to suffer,
is the most common usage. Just be careful because it can sometimes be confused with the English word,
to lead,
which is very different.
Got it. How do I use
leiden,
in sentences?
Excellent question. First, we start with the conjugation in the present tense. For example, I say,
ich leide,
you say,
du leidest,
and he, she/it says,
sie, es leidet,
ich leide,
Means
ich suffer,
exactly. In the past tense, you would say,
ich litt,
for.
I suffered,
In the perfect, you can say,
ich habe gelitten,
And what about the imperative?
you can say,
leide nicht,
which means,
don't suffer.
That's interesting. Is there anything special about where
leiden,
comes from?
yes. The word comes from Old High German,
Leidon,
which is related to feelings of pain. It has evolved over time but has kept that core meaning of.
suffering,
That's really fascinating. I love learning about word origins.
Now let's break down.
leiden,
It doesn't have a prefix or a suffix, and it's a simple verb. So we can think of it as a Lego piece that stands alone.
That makes sense.
If it were a compound word, we would look at the last noun to determine the gender. But since
leiden,
is standalone, we don't need to worry about that.
What are some similar words to
leiden,
Great question. For verbs, we can look at
verleiden,
which means
to entice, überleiden,
which means
to endure,
both share similarities but have different meanings.
What about nouns?
Sure. Theirs,
das Leid,
which means
Zorro.
and,
Die leiden.
meaning
Sufferings.
also,
Leidenschaft.
means,
Passion.
but has a connection to,
Suffering.
as well.
This is fun. Any more examples?
Absolutely. From the same root, we have
Leidvoll.
meaning
Painful.
and,
Leidtragend.
which means
To bear suffering.
So, when would I use?
leiden,
In real life.
good point. Let's think of some situations. If you're at the doctor, you might say,
Ich leide unter Schmerzen.
which means
I suffer from pain.
Let me try that.
ich leide unter Schmerzen.
perfect. Another situation could be when discussing a tough experience. You could say,
Ich habe in der Schule gelitten.
meaning
I suffered in school.
I see.
Ich habe in der Schule gelitten.
exactly. One more example could be when talking about a sad movie. You can say,
Der Film hat mich leiden lassen.
meaning
The movie made me suffer.
Wow, this is really useful.
now let's talk about the gender. Since
Das Leid.
is neuter, you can remember it ends in, which is a clue for neuter nouns.
That's a good tip.
Usage-wise,
Leiden.
is generally used in informal contexts. You can find it in phrases like
Unter Schmerzen leiden.
for,
To suffer from pain.
and,
Leiden können.
meaning
To be able to suffer.
Are there any words that are commonly confused with?
Leiden,
yes, be careful with,
Leiten.
which means
To lead.
they sound similar but are quite different in meaning.
Can you give me some example sentences with?
leiden,
Sure. For instance,
Ich leide oft unter Stress.
which means
I often suffer from stress.
another one is
Hat lange gelitten.
meaning
He suffered for a long time.
Those are helpful. What else?
you could say
Wir leiden gemeinsam.
which means
We suffer together. Hast du unter dieser Situation gelitten?
meaning
Did you suffer under this situation?
I like that.
let's do a quick recall check. First question, what is the present tense form for?
Ich suffer.
ich leide.
Correct. Next, what does
Leiden.
mean in English?
To suffer.
Yes. How do you say?
I suffered.
In the past tense.
Ich litt.
Good job. Now, can you give me a sentence using
Leiden.
Ich habe gelitten.
perfect? Last question, what is the gender of?
Das Leid.
It's neuter.
You did fantastic today, Sam. The key takeaway is that
Leiden.
means,
To suffer.
and it has a rich history and plenty of uses.
Thanks, Alex. I really enjoyed our lesson.
I'm glad to hear that. Keep practicing and you'll be speaking like a pro in no time.